Hey guys, it's Kyle from Vulcan Army Props, and as you can tell by the title, I'm a little frustrated. First things first, let me apologize for the lack of vlogs for Monday, and there's not going to be one for Wednesday other than this video right here. What's happened is that on Monday, really wasn't a lot happening. There was a lot of stuff going on around here at home, and any work I was doing was just kind of planning out stuff to work on for the following day. And so I didn't think it would have been really entertaining. But I'm trying myself that the point of these vlogs is to be more personal. So next time I'm just gonna go ahead and try anyways. I apologize for that, guys. I'm trying to keep up with this. I'm gonna get better at this. Also, what happened Wednesday? Wednesday was a big day. It was a casting day. And now that I have the Destiny knife, I have two, kits, two items to work on. One is a whole helmet kit. The helmet, the earpieces, the respirator. Prep time takes forever. Meticulously casting certain parts properly. Roto casting, it takes a lot of time, then letting it sit and cure, for a while, and then, I would have to eventually get to clean up. The knife doesn't take nearly as long, but, you still have to be careful about that, and that takes time. And that was yesterday, I wasn't having a good day. Earpieces and respirator came out, but the helmet, a lot of stuff was happening when I was casting that. Initially, I really didn't know what was going on. Things were just like the little cheek pieces, what was happening there. They just weren't, the reaction wasn't happening. It was happening also a lot slower, and it wasn't curing properly. So that was already getting on my nerves, because that's the first part. I was able to move on from there, and I was able to cast the rest of the helmet. And I was kind of approaching it just like normal, everything else I've done. And then eventually when I got done and when it was ready to pull out, there were a lot of imperfections. I know occasionally you can get some micro air bubbles, and that's perfectly fine. That's practically normal, because you're always going to get air bubbles when mixing up your resin. But for a while, I wasn't having that problem. And then recently, it's been happening a little bit, but it's been easy to fix. But this helmet, it was unfixable. There was one of the cheek pieces didn't fully form, which is weird because the technique I've been using has been working. Like there's enough time I can watch. I didn't see an air bubble at all, so I don't know where that one came from. A lot of the other circular, small detail elements weren't fully formed, oddly. That's the thing. That's what really frustrated me and got me angry and threw me off, was that I approached this helmet, I casted it just like I casted all 15 before, and I've never really encountered a problem where it was that bad, where it couldn't even be fixable. Like, considering I have to make a helmet for this con coming up to do the in-game paint job, for the antenna, for the visor illumination, normally if that one cheek piece didn't come out, maybe some of the other ones didn't come out, I would have been okay. If it was some of the micro bills, I would have kind of sucked it up and I would have been able to fix it. But there were just bubbles in places that just never happened before. It was just, I personally wouldn't even take the time to fix it up. It's just, to me, it was that bad. I mean, I bet if I showed it to you, I don't know, I could go show it to you guys. It's downstairs. But it was just, I don't know. It got me really upset, because I have casted better helmets. I've casted virtually flawless helmets where there was no little air bubbles whatsoever, and then I was able to get on a routine with that, and I was able to pump out several helmets that were like that, and I never had a single problem until recently. Things are starting to happen. So I just stopped. I didn't even clean it up. I didn't even clean up the knife. The knife, I will say, came out great, though. The knife did come out. I was really I was happy about that, but that mood was killed after demolding the helmet. But I just kind of, I know, I just walked away, and I really needed to walk away because I was just so angry that I would have broken something. I would have probably like torn my mold in half or something. It's just, see, maybe it could be because it sounds like I'm overreacting, and maybe I don't know. It's just it has happened multiple times, and I have solved the problems. Like when I walk away, I think about it, and then I come back with a solution, usually a technique or a modification of my process, and it usually works out. It sometimes it comes down to a refinement process, an efficiency thing. But I've been able to work on that as I go with each helmet, and even each different item I mold and cast. I'm always learning something with that. But in the fact that it's still happening, it's like I've been able to cast helmets before. I've been able to make I personally think, really nice casts of this helmet. Why am I still running into problems? I feel like I shouldn't be running into problems with this helmet. So I walked away, and when I get kind of in a fog like that, it's not smart for me to go and keep working on something, because that emotion is going to negatively affect the outcome of the item I'm working on. So I had to walk away, and I just kind of sat there, and I was just trying to think. Like, I was upset, but I was also trying to think, like, what's happening? I'm thinking of science here, I'm thinking of chemistry, I'm thinking of technical things I could do to improve my process. What techniques can I do to reduce these air bubbles? I mean, research I've done before, since for casting I've already been applying. I've been applying that more. If anything, I've been kind of like, trying it a different way or taking it to a next step. And I don't know, and I'm not accepting the fact that it takes thousands of dollars to get pressure pots and degassing chambers. Those are going to be helpful and in the future, and I want to work with that, and I want to be able to work towards that. I want to be able to achieve that, so because it will make molding and it will make casting efficient and possibly faster. But right now, I'm just not there yet, and I'm not going to accept the fact that I can't be as good as I want to be because I don't have the forefront to get equipment. That just doesn't sit well with me. I'm not going to accept that. I have standards for myself. I have standards with the quality of my work. I have goals I want to achieve, and I'm just not going to let the fact that it takes money to get there. No, I'm not going to accept that. That's just not okay with me. So that's another thing that part of today was I was going to, kind of keep it low key today, as in I want to spend time sitting down and researching beyond what I've been researching, maybe to get more specific in my searches with the words I'm using, and try and really figure it out, really reach out to people I haven't reached out to before, try and really find things that I haven't thought of before. And I will say there's been a couple things I've actually learned today that I'm going to try. There's some techniques that I've already learned, but I never really thought that I should just go ahead and try it with this helmet. This helmet is just very interesting. It's funny because you look at it and it's not like it's some weird super jagged cut shape, but I don't know what it is. God must be using it as some major learning curve, because I learn a process and it works great for the helmets, and then there's kind of like a roadblock and it stops, and then like I learn something else, and then or I have that one bad cast or or even 3 bad casts in a row, and before I'm able to learn something, then I chug out 3 or 4 good helmets, and then I learn something new. So there's some things I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it today, but I will be trying that tomorrow. And I think it's gonna take longer to cast this helmet, but just like before, it's going to ensure a more clean, more satisfying result, and I'm all about that. It will make me feel good knowing that I'm learning, I'm applying. It makes me feel good that I'm able to offer the best that I can offer, because with these helmets that these little air bubbles, if it's fixable, like even if it's a raw cast kit, I will fix it. I do not like offering products that have imperfection. That's just not. It makes me feel bad inside. Like, the customer deserves the best that I can give them, and that's what I want to do. That's why I want to do with all my products, even if it's a personal, or even not even products, even if it's a project, like one of my personal suits. I want to make it look as best as possible. I want it to be the best thing. I always want it to be better than my previous build, my previous project, my previous cosplay, whatever it is. I just want it to be better. I want to say, oh, I tried this new technique and now I know how to do this. I tried this method, or I used more of this method. That's why I want everything. I just I'm sorry. I'm ranting. But I just want to let you know, guys, that I do apologize for the lack of the videos. And then hopefully you guys have a little bit better understanding of what has happened the past couple days and my drive as a prop builder for you guys. And it's not even really in just prop building. I mean, prop building is definitely an extension of myself, where I feel like I'm just being myself, just bringing awesome things to life. That's just me. I've always loved building things, and so prop building is definitely just kind of an extension of who I am. But in all things that I try to strive to be the best. And when I don't feel like it could have been my best, even though it probably was my best, I just don't feel good. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that hit some roadblocks, got pretty bummed. I decided to take a step away to figure out some solutions, so now I have some stuff to test out, and so I can't wait to see how they're gonna turn out. And it's gonna be great practice, because Pulse Blade Pilot Helmet is coming out pretty soon. It's getting pretty close to fabrication stages now, so I'm really looking forward to that. And other things I'm gonna be building. So this summer is gonna be really, really good for you and I. There's a lot of projects, a lot of items I'm gonna be making, or making in ways I've never tried before. And of course you guys will get to be there and get to check all those out. You guys will be able to follow along with the build progress. You guys will be able to see what I'm learning. You guys will be able to see what we're learning. I want you guys to be there with me, learning with me. That's why I like explaining this stuff along in the vlogs, is how I'm thinking about stuff, so you can kind of see my thought process. And then when you're building something or designing something, maybe even drawing something, you can even think that it might spark your thinking process, and then you can think a different way. And so there's just a lot. I'm like staring off over here but I'm just kind of seeing the next kind of few months and how awesome it's going to be with you guys and all the things we're going to be able to accomplish. And I can't wait to do it with you guys. There's going to be a handful of conventions I'm going to go to, so hopefully I'll be able to see some of you guys there as well. And of course, I want to do more live streams, I want to do more charity live streams, build streams, and even just some hangout streams with you guys, and stuff like that. I'm getting more ideas for more content, more videos I want to offer you guys, and so it's gonna be great. So hit the hump, got over the hump, so it's all smooth sailing from here. Thank you guys for being here with me, and I will see you all very soon.